Hello everyone! Welcome back to youtube.com/MargoCamaya, and in today's episode, this is a special episode. It is our Good Friday special. So in most Catholic communities or Christian communities, Good Friday is commemorated because it is the day when Jesus Christ died. Right? So there are a lot of homegrown traditions that happen. Here in the Philippines, we have a lot of traditions that we practice during Good Friday. Pre-COVID time, there used to be a procession, right? A processional of saints, icons during Good Friday. Aside from that, there is what we call the pabasa, right? Wherein it is a marathon reading in a form of a sing-song tune of a reading of the life and death of Jesus Christ. Aside from that, is that we also have what we call the siete palabras, or the 7 last words, that normally end by 3 p.m. because that is the traditional time, no, that Jesus Christ died at 3 o'clock p.m. So because of the COVID or quarantine restrictions that we have, not just here in the Philippines but also all over the world, a lot of the Good Friday religious traditions have been canceled. Okay. But one tradition, maybe this is uniquely or exclusively to the Philippines, is what we call the subukan. What's subukan? It's like your testing. It's the testing stage. And normally, this happens in areas in Luzon, particularly in Mount Makiling in Laguna, in Mount Banahaw in southern Luzon, as well as some particular certain towns in Cavite. And what is that tradition? That is the subukan ng anting-anting. What is an anting-anting? Anting-anting is akin to a talisman, to an amulet, no? Something that the possessor wear, no, to protect them from evil, to protect them from harm, right? It can be likened maybe to like a rabbit's foot, no, to bring luck. A four-leaf clover for the Irish, right? But anting-anting is a homegrown tradition that is embedded in the psyche and DNA of Filipinos. So what I have here is a book by Dennis Villegas. Okay. This is a book by Dennis Santos Villegas, published by Vibal. And it's called, let me give you the exact title, You Shall Be as Gods, Anting-Anting in the Filipino Quest for Mystical Power. Okay, this is the book, right? So I bought this through shop.vibalgroup.com, and it's for 650 pesos. Okay, what does it tell us, no? So this is a non-fictional book about the history of anting-anting and why is it part of the Filipino mythology. Okay. So in the olden days, or in pre-colonial Philippines, the religion that majority of the pre-colonial Filipinos practiced was animism. Okay, animism is the belief that every object, okay, has a spirit, has a soul, right? So when the Spaniards started colonizing us in 1565, right, in 1521, so 40 years before that, or 44 years before that, in 1521, when the Magellan Elcano expedition arrived in the Philippines, Catholicism was first introduced by the means of baptizing over 2,000 Filipinos, no, or pre-colonial Filipinos. Icons were provided according to church history. You know, the Santo Niño was gifted to the Queen of Cebu, right? An image of Jesus Christ was also provided. The Ecce Homo, right? The scourging at the pillar Christ was also provided to King Humabon, the husband of Queen Juana, who first received the image of the Santo Niño, which is now displayed, no, at the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño here in Cebu City. Okay. So aside from that, after 44 years, there was a stop in Catholicism because it wasn't really a full colonization effort. It was more of a exploratory expedition of Magellan to the Spice Islands, but unfortunately he met his death in Mactan. Okay, but 44 years later, when Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, the great conquistador from Spain and then eventually in Mexico, arrived in the Philippines, that's really when the colonization, the Spanish colonization of the Philippines really started. It became organized. It became meticulous, right? The Spanish friars and priests, okay, they were very instrumental in introducing and inculcating Roman Catholicism. That until now, almost 500 years later, majority of Filipinos are Catholics. Okay, Catholics or Christians. Okay, so how did we mix the animism and Catholicism? So in animism, we call our god Bathala. Okay, they also have anitos or anitas. Those are the little statues, whether wooden or stone statues, representing Bathala. So when the Catholics came in, right, when the Catholic religion was introduced in the Philippines, the saints, the various saints, the veneration of the saints replaced the anitos and the anitas. But even though it replaced them, the core belief was still there, and it was incorporated in the amulets and talismans, also known as anting-anting. I'm not sure here in Cebu if it's a great or it's a big event, during Good Friday, the anting-anting subukan, okay, or the testing of the anting-anting. The reason why they do the testing of the anting-anting, how effective it is to protect its possessor on a Good Friday, it's because Jesus Christ is dead. And because Christ has died, right, the other spiritual beings become stronger during the time that Christ is dead. So that's the best time to test, the amulets, the talismans, the anting-anting. So I've read through this book, and it's a very comprehensive discussion on anting-anting. Okay, again, what attracted me to Dennis Villegas' anting-anting book are the photos. Aside from the stories, which is written in a very comprehensible and easy manner, are the pictures as well. Anting-anting, I didn't know that anting-anting really has deep-rooted is deep-rooted in the Filipino psyche or in Filipino life. Okay, so here are, and the funny thing is, when you go to Manila, you can actually buy anting-anting in Quiapo Church, right in front of the church. That's where the anting-anting industry can be found. Anting-anting, it's not limited to like medallions, right? Now, even anting-anting can be tattoos. It can be, what do you call this? Handkerchiefs, which is embroidered or drawn. The beings are drawn there. The prayers or the orasyon are written there. Another are, it can be like oils or lana. They call it lana. Oil is lana. It's like essential oil. Okay. That you could place on your, here. You could rub it on your skin, right? Or any part of your body that needs healing or protection. Okay, these are the orasyon or prayer books for the anting-anting. Here. can see Jesus Christ, no? Sacred Heart of Jesus. Okay. The antingeros, they call it antingeros. People who have beliefs in anting-anting. So even in Philippine history, there have been several believers of anting-anting, no? We have Hermano Pule. We also have, let me look at my list. Hermano Pule, Leon Kilat, who is known here in Cebu because he started the Philippine Revolution against Spain here in Cebu. Actually, 2 days from now, or by tomorrow, April 3rd, they call it the Tres de Abril Revolution. Okay. Also believes in the power of anting-anting. What they did was, the story was that Leon Kilat and his followers or his soldiers, what they did in order to protect them, no, from the enemies, from the bullets of the enemies, from the sword thrust of the enemy, is that when they go into fighting, they have the holy host or hostia. You know, this is the communion host. They place it in their mouth. So while they're fighting it, it's there. So that's their belief, no, that it will give them protection. Okay. So this is an example of something that you would wear that is full of prayers, orasyon, images. Okay. One well-known personality is who we call Nardong Putik. I actually have Mr. Villegas actually added a photo of Nardong Putik here. So Nardong Putik was popularized in the 70s by Ramon Revilla Sr. He's a well-known actor who unfortunately passed away at a very old age. I think he was like 90 plus last year. He passed away. And then he was known for his Nardong Putik, no, series of movies. Okay. Let me see. I know I placed, okay, here are additional, you know, Catholic symbols. Stampitas, medallions of saints, of Mother Mary, of Jesus Christ, of the Santo Niño, which can be turned into an anting-anting. No? They have a pabasa or reading or prayer while they're wearing it. I really want to show that. Okay, more, right? More examples of anting-anting. Look at that, no? Very intricate. The National Museum of Fine Arts in Manila actually has an exhibit, no? One area, is it National Museum? No, sorry. The National Museum of Anthropology, more of anthropology, has a room, has an exhibit room on display or anting-anting, samples of anting-anting. Okay. Making of anting-anting, well known is in Cavite and in Batangas, Southern Luzon, no? That's actually where Nardong Putik came from, Southern Luzon, particularly in Cavite. This is the one in Quiapo Church. Vendors in Quiapo Church. Okay. Right in front of the church. It's a flourishing business. Here we go. So this is the famous Nardong Putik. He actually popularized as well, no, for the 1970s generation of wearing of anting-anting. That's him. Look at his tattoo. Look at his, no, that's the orasyon, no, tattooed on his body. Okay. So this is again one of the books that I would highly recommend for those who are interested in Philippine culture, okay? Particularly in anting-anting. Great read, highly recommended, and it's very affordable, 650 pesos. The only issue that I have with this is that it's limited in terms of availability. You can only find it online through shop.vibalgroup.com. Right? I haven't seen a copy that's being sold at a bookstore like Fully Book or National Bookstore. Okay. So again, This is You Shall Be as Gods, Anting-Anting and the Filipino Quest for Mystical Power by Dennis Santos Villegas. Okay. It was also named as a finalist for the 2018 National Book Awards, Best Book Social Sciences. Right. So very appropriate today, Good Friday. Anting-Anting associated with Good Friday. So thanks everyone. Again, drop me a line if you have any recommended books, or if you want to suggest, for me to talk about something about Philippine history or Philippine culture, right? Drop me a line. Okay. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel. Right? So thanks everyone. I'll see you soon on my next episode. This is Margo Kamaya. Bye-bye.